Hi, my name is Toni Ralph. I'm a Maritime Logistics Support Operations Sailor in the Royal Australian Navy. I joined the Royal Australian Navy on the 5th of February 1990 at the age of 19 years old. I joined the Navy looking for adventure as well as career challenges and opportunities to travel Australia and the world. I have completed 32 years in the Navy as a Maritime Logistics Support Officer, and in that time started out as a seaman, able seaman, looking after officers, meals, functions at Cerberus, HMAS Cerberus, HMAS Coonawarra, and then promotion through leading seaman to Canberra, where I got to work for the Chief of Navy as his valet as part of the retinue staff. After that, I was posted to HMAS Adelaide and very fortunate to first day at sea to be part of the rescue of Tony Bullimore, which was an amazing experience. After my posting to HMAS Adelaide, I was promoted to Petty Officer and had a role down at Cerberus, learning middle management skills, as well as working part of the Defence Work Experience team, which was a great opportunity for having students from Victorian education departments come on board Cerberus and running through the opportunities for the Navy. After posting to HMAS Cerberus, I was then posted to HMAS Stirling as the Senior Sailors Mess Manager, which was a great opportunity again to coordinate functions and be part of the command team at Stirling for events and community activities. After my posting to HMAS Stirling, I was posted to HMAS Anzac, where we were tasked with operational to the Middle East in 2002. So we left in October 2002. Didn't return back until May 2003, and we were part of Op Slipper and Op Falconer. It was an amazing experience being part of a massive team for that time frame. Whilst in the Middle East, part of my role was as a flight deck marshal. I was also IC of Foreign Medical on HMAS Anzac, so we do advanced casualty care and lots of casualty exercises, and part of the RIB slip team. So yeah, it was pretty amazing. So very busy, and pretty much for 6 months of our 8.5 months in the Middle East was green deck, which means that the deck's open 24/7, so in two teams. So upon returning back from the Middle East in 2003, I discharged full-time in December 2003 and was offered the opportunity to work at submarine headquarters as the regulator, as an active reservist, which I loved. It's sort of like mum of the building, looking after the security and watch bills and visitors and so forth. And in that time we had the Prime Minister, Kevin Rudd, come through, so that was all pretty amazing. All of the dignitaries and teamwork. Obviously working for submariners, smaller teams, which was really an eye-opener to how important they are to the Navy. After I finished at submarine headquarters, I was offered the regional coordinator role for Navy community engagement. So going out to schools, community fairs, festivals, promoting Navy to the younger community, as well as schools, doing demonstrations, and the veteran community, sort of tying in the positive aspects of Navy and what we do in the community, as well as the promoting career opportunities to youth and development. So part of that is the Defence Blood Donation Challenge, Defence Work Experience program, and a bit, opportunities to have experience with our Maritime Day events as well. Key moments in my career would definitely have to be working for the Chief of Navy. That was an amazing experience, seeing the Navy managed at the highest level, and seeing, like from a day-to-day perspective of what the head of Navy had to deal with, and all of the, ships and submarines, programming, and what the government requires of the Defence Force. Another memorable moment would be obviously being part of HMAS Adelaide as my first day of sea, rescuing Toni Ralph. It was amazing to see everyone work together and understand why we train as we do to have a positive outcome. And thirdly, obviously being part of ship's company of HMAS Anzac for 8 months in the Middle East, and with other nations and so forth, and what we did there was an amazing time and contribution by the Australian Defence Force as a whole. And I would say in 2014, being part of the team that went down to Albany as part of the commemoration of the 100 years of Anzacs, as my great-grandfather served on HMAT Geelong and pulled into Albany on his way to Gallipoli. So I got to stand in Albany at the same spot my great-grandfather did 100 years to the day. So being in uniform for that part was, very special to me. I think my time in the Navy, as it's all been part of, always team. You can't do anything on your own. It's always a collective contribution to a positive and good outcome. But receiving Maritime Commander's Commendation and Chief of Navy's Commendation, has meant a lot to me. And something that I'm very grateful and very proud of. My service seems to have gone very quick. 32 years has gone very quick, but I'm very proud of my contribution to what I signed up for. When you sign that dotted line, it is important to know that you want to achieve and contribute to the best that you can. And I feel that I did that, and I still, to this very day, find that I'm contributing, everything that I can with, hard work, being part of a team, and contributing to the wider community. And obviously, the Navy's motto, to fight and win at sea, and that is the objective. So, being part of the Defence Force as a whole, but the Navy, colleagues, friends, it's family. It doesn't matter if you see someone once in 15 years, that you could catch up with them, and it was like yesterday. I'm still in contact with about 34 of my recruit school classmates from 32 years ago. So it is lifelong friendships, and that's what comes with that teamwork and living together 24/7 for weeks, potentially months at sea. So we learn all idiosyncrasies about each other. Who likes tomato sauce, who doesn't like parmesan cheese, what football team, all about their kids and so forth, and that's what you know about your family. So you just end up with a larger family. Opportunities for women in the Defence Force, and in particular the Navy, has increased. When I joined, women weren't serving on warships in 1990, and now in 2022 there's not one role that a female cannot apply for, or nothing's unachievable, so which is pretty amazing. So being part of the Defence Force isn't without challenges. It's a lot of hard work, dedication, but the rewards are lifelong friends, skills that you would never dream of, and continual training, plus a fantastic wage. So yeah, I think that's you know, in today's times, being able to work for your country makes you very proud, and that I'm very proud of.